got invited. And I was like, I'm going to probably never speak to Taylor again because I have to tell the Juicy Scoopers about what happened at the wedding.
And we heard they wrote their own vows.
Yes, they wrote their own vows. Each set of vows was 20 minutes long, which is quite something. I mean, that's actually quite something.
Okay, so it's been a couple days since Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding has passed, and now videos are starting to pop up all over TikTok, which this might be their first dance. So pay attention.
On July 3rd, 2026, Manhattan came to a standstill. Not for a concert, not for a basketball game, for a wedding guarded more tightly than a presidential visit. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married. And they did it somewhere nobody expected, inside Madison Square Garden, an arena that, according to one guest, was transformed overnight into a secret garden. What actually happened inside? Who showed up? What did the bride look like? And why did even Charles Barkley turn down his invitation? Let's break it all down. Before we get to the wedding itself, it's worth rewinding to how this couple even started. Their story began back in the summer of 2023, when Kelce admitted on his New Heights podcast that he'd tried to give Swift a friendship bracelet after one of her concerts, but never managed to actually meet her. That failed attempt became one of the most talked about origin stories in pop culture. Their relationship played out publicly from there, in stadiums, at Chiefs games, throughout the Eras Tour. In August 2025, the couple announced their engagement in a joint Instagram post, with a caption joking that, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher were getting married," a nod to her songwriting and his sports career. From that moment on, the internet didn't rest. When? Where? Which designer? How many guests? Every detail became a headline. Most people assumed the couple would marry somewhere private, an estate, an island, maybe Swift's Rhode Island property. Instead, they picked a venue that seems like the opposite of intimate, one of the biggest arenas in the world, built to hold tens of thousands of people.
So we walked in and you go into this red curtain, and then from there, they took your phones and everything. They reminded you of the NDA that you signed before, which says you absolutely cannot talk about what you saw inside, who was there, what was said, how the vows went, anything like that. You cannot talk about.
So all of the people who sounded like abused inside of that wedding are leaking to the press. They're like, we couldn't leak the invitation. We couldn't leak the location. Literally, this was the invitation. It has your name plastered all over the back so they know exactly who leaks it if it was to be leaked. Also, this is tacky and corny as hell. One night only.
In the week leading up to the wedding, reporters watched as 18-wheelers rolled up to the arena one after another, unloading equipment under wraps so no one could see what was inside. Crews hung drapery, and armed security stood watch at every entrance. The result? By the time guests finally walked in, the arena was unrecognizable. According to one attendee, the space was transformed with peach and white drapery, a gallery of childhood photos of the couple, and a garden-inspired ceremony area.
The structure of the castle, which was white, or that the colors on the sides were peach and white, that it looked like it's a small world inside with Disneyland, like some of the artwork that Dior did everything. We couldn't say that it was the Bond Zero chef that Taylor loves so much and the food was totally delicious, or that there were arcade games there.
One of the most recognized U.S. broadcast journalists in attendance described it as a garden inside the garden. And when it was all over, the city found out the way you'd expect from a Taylor Swift storyline. On the night of July 4th, the billboards around Madison Square Garden lit up purple with the message, "Justin T. Married." A few blocks away, the Empire State Building glowed blue, a nod to the old wedding rhyme. Minutes later, a rainstorm rolled in. Like the ending of a movie, nobody scripted. The celebration started Thursday evening with a rehearsal event for around 100 of the couple's closest friends and family. The ceremony itself had an unexpected star. The person who married them wasn't a priest or a judge. It was Adam Sandler. Yes, the actor who gave Kelce a small cameo in Happy Gilmore 2 last year. Turns out the two had built a real friendship behind the scenes. According to those in attendance, the ceremony was emotional, and Sandler managed to balance humor with genuine sincerity. The couple wrote their own vows and read them from small handwritten books.
They had golden books that they'd written them into that they used as a reference point. And she talked in her vows about how in high school he was, the star athlete, but the kind of guy who would go and sit at the table with the less popular kids and keep them company and be nice to them when they were being bullied. So the kind of person that she wished that she could have known when she was in high school.
Love that. Yeah.
Really touching, very personal, and very heartfelt.
A detail that reportedly brought several guests to tears. Interestingly, the couple skipped a traditional wedding party altogether. Instead, Swift's brother Austin served as her man of honor, while Kelce's brother, former NFL lineman Jason Kelce, stood in as his best man.
I'm not the only one that's going to not be invited to the baby shower, which will happen approximately a year and a half from now. I will be off the list forever because I'm telling you everything that I saw while I was there. And the other person that won't be there is Taylor's aunt. Because when she was leaving the wedding, she was stopped getting into a cab. Yeah, she had to take a cab. And she was like, oh my God, it was great. They both cried. Travis cried more than Taylor in the vows.
TMZ just dropped a report that has everybody talking. And honestly, if these details are accurate, I'm surprised. According to TMZ, guests at Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding reportedly waited in long buffet lines, struggled to find places to sit, and some even ended up on their feet because there weren't enough seats. This wasn't a plated dinner. It was reportedly a buffet style with multiple food stations.
Now let's get to what the entire internet was waiting for: the dress. Before the wedding, fashion insiders were placing bets. Ralph Lauren, who designed her engagement announcement look. Stella McCartney, her longtime friend. Maybe Oscar de la Renta or Louis Vuitton? The answer turned out to be something else entirely. Days after the wedding, Swift's representative confirmed that both the bride's and groom's ceremony looks were created by Christian Dior Haute Couture, designed by Jonathan Anderson, Dior's creative director for women's, men's, and haute couture collections. For Anderson personally, this was a milestone, the first celebrity wedding gown of his career at the house for one of the biggest names in the world. In interviews, the designer called the experience emotional, saying he and Swift became genuine friends through the process, and that designing someone's wedding look is always deeply personal work.
Yeah. But also, being the Dior show, Jonathan Anderson was, of course, asked about Taylor's dress.
Yes.
He said, "It was a big honor, but no, I can't tell you anything about it. It will all come out in due course. It was a joy to work with her, and we became very good friends. It's an emotional thing doing someone's wedding."
To complete the look, custom shoes made specifically for the couple by Christian Louboutin, and jewelry by Cartier for the bride. Here's an interesting twist. Just days after the wedding, Anderson unveiled Dior's new haute couture collection in Paris. The show closed with a model in an ethereal one-shoulder gown featuring a sheer train and fern-embroidered detailing.
Jonathan Anderson Dior Haute Couture show, and it was the first time that we've seen a wedding dress by him. So we did see a little look at Taylor's bridal bouquet. Part of that bouquet was Queen Anne's lace flower. On the gown, the applique on it, it's like this stunning, like off-the-shoulder, plissé white gown with incredible applique on it. And part of the applique appears to be Queen Anne's lace. There was rumours that Taylor did wear a really long
in the
train.
limited reports we're getting from inside.
Fans immediately speculated. Could this be a clue to what the actual wedding dress looked like? So far, there's been no official confirmation and no official photos. And that's the key point here. As of this video, no official photo of the wedding dress has been released. Everything we know comes from guest accounts. One attendee described it simply as a stunning white gown with a long veiled train.
There were tiers of guests. So if you were closest to Taylor, you were in tier A. And then if you were like a just random other person that would you're just famous. So I'm guessing Donna Kelce, then you were tier F. And basically the people who were like lower tier had to arrive at an earlier window so that they basically wouldn't like cause so much traffic and so like a huge line to get into the building.
Now for probably the most fun part for any gossip fan, who actually got an invite. The guest list reportedly totaled around 1,000 people, blending Hollywood, music, and sports royalty.
if you've got all the money in the world, okay, they're at a level that they have such a large staff, each of them, and worked with so many people and have so many celebrity friends that help their staying at a certain level. And so you sit down and you start to, edit some people. And by going, let's just have 1,000. We invite all the people that work for us, like on a daily basis, from the house manager to the tour manager to all those people. We know she's really generous with her touring staff, like gave them bonuses. So this way, nobody is going to be mad that they weren't invited.
You just enter and there's no real like entertainment. You're just like standing there like, what am I supposed to do? And apparently they only had sufficient chairs for the first tier and everyone else had to stand. And apparently it was a buffet. So the girl had Golden Corral at her wedding. And so then apparently there was like massive lines at the end to try to get your cell phone back.
From the film world, Steven Spielberg with his wife Kate Capshaw, Bradley Cooper, Dakota Johnson, Tom Hanks, and Hugh Grant. Music legend Paul McCartney was also spotted leaving the arena. From Swift's inner circle, her longtime friend Selena Gomez, wearing a beaded gold gown, the same color Swift wore to Gomez's own wedding last fall. Also seen, filmmaker Lena Dunham, whose 2021 wedding Swift herself was a bridesmaid at, and supermodel Karlie Kloss, whose appearance quietly put an end to any rumors about tension between her and Swift.
No one's getting resentful. The stars that are their friends will be invited, so they get to go. And, and of course, we're not screwing over a second cousin or whatever. And so I think that's it. They're just like, we could have done this and made it 300 people and pissed off 700 people that could affect our livelihoods, our reputation. Those 700 people are doing TikToks about what a bitch they both are. And so I now think totally brilliant to do it there.
The sports world was well represented too. New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, sportscaster Aaron Andrews, NFL star Cooper Kupp, and Paulina Gretzky, daughter of hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. 3 Good Morning America anchors were also in attendance: George Stephanopoulos, Robin Roberts, and Michael Strawn, who later shared behind-the-scenes impressions on their own show. And then there's the guest list's other side, the no-shows. Former NBA star Charles Barkley publicly admitted he skipped the invitation, saying he had a feeling it would turn into a crap show and chose to spend the day golfing with friends instead. It's also been reported that actor Robert Pattinson skipped the celebration, reportedly connected to his partner Suki Waterhouse having accidentally revealed ahead of time that she'd be attending. Despite the couple and their team going to extreme lengths to keep things private, guests reportedly signed strict non-disclosure agreements, and security was described as airport level. Details still started leaking out through social media. One of the first glimpses inside came when a personal trainer and his wife posted a photo showing the couple holding hands, walking up an orange carpeted staircase toward the ceremony space. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid later told local media about the marriage advice Sandler gave the newlyweds during the ceremony. Something about kissing each other every chance you get, even after an argument. One of the most detailed and in later deleted accounts came from filmmaker Joseph Kahn, who excitedly shared online that he'd gotten to meet Steven Spielberg at the wedding. Even the wedding invitation itself leaked online. A photo with text inviting guests to Manhattan on July 3rd, signed simply, "Love, Taylor and Travis." Unfortunately for the person who posted it, the photo still had their own name visible as a watermark, a mistake the internet caught almost instantly. And then there's the detail that instantly went viral. Later that night, after the formal celebration wound down, the newlyweds reportedly ordered pizza for their guests, with the bill said to run as high as $4,000. So why did one wedding capture this much global attention? The simple answer: this is the merger of 2 of the biggest names in music and sports, a relationship that played out publicly from day one. It became a bridge between 2 fan bases that rarely crossed paths before: Swifties and NFL fans. On top of that, just before the wedding, the couple announced a donation of roughly $26 million split across 20 charities: children's hospitals, food banks, and music programs in cities with personal significance to them: New York, Kansas City, Nashville, and Rhode Island. As for what's next, the couple hasn't revealed any honeymoon plans or post-wedding details. But if this relationship has taught us anything, it's that even the most tightly guarded secrets eventually get out, usually through the most unexpected source imaginable. So, to sum it up, Madison Square Garden became a secret garden for one night. Adam Sandler turned into the most unexpected officiant of the decade. Dior created a historic gown nobody's actually seen yet, and 1,000 of the world's most famous faces gathered in one room. Some eager to be there, and some, like Charles Barkley, deciding golf sounded more appealing. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. I'll have more updates on this couple the moment new details or official photos drop. What do you think? Will the dress live up to the hype? Let me know in the comments.
We're talking about a guest list full of A-list celebrities, athletes, executives, and entertainers. With the kind of resources Taylor and Travis had, were you expecting the guests to be standing around, balancing plates, while looking for somewhere to sit? Now, TMZ says the food itself wasn't the issue. There was reportedly plenty of variety: filet mignon, sushi, pasta, salad, chicken, and dozens of dessert. The complaint was the logistics, the long lines, not enough seating. Guests reportedly ate wherever they could. And that is what surprises me. Usually, when you think of a wedding on this scale, you picture a seamless experience, professional planners, timed seating, everything flowing perfectly. So now the internet is debating whether this is being blown out of proportion or whether a wedding of this size should have been organized better.